Well, here we are, Olga Kern in San Antonio at the Tobin Center. Russian-born in Moscow, but now American citizen?
Yes.
Since when?
Last year.
Really? How
yes.
exciting. Did you
I
do it
am
on Ellis
so
Island?
excited. Actually, no. It was in a beautiful, one of the Manhattan districts, in a beautiful courthouse. It was such a beautiful ceremony. It's just so memorable. I'll never forget that. And
Did your mother come?
No, unfortunately, no one was there because, my son, he was at Juilliard, but already since last year, he finished pre-college, Juilliard pre-college. So he's in college right now, and he's in Italy in college. So, and my mom was already in Russia with my father. So I was there by myself, but there was my friends cheering for me, and it was really special. It was so moving.
Did the Italian finalist in the 01 Van Cliburn competition, did he shepherd your son around while he was there at all? Do you stay in touch with him?
I stay in touch with everyone from Fort Worth, of course, and I'm staying in touch with my wonderful host mother, who is like my second mom, So it's a very special relationship.
I had to look at the competition on YouTube.
And actually, it's very interesting. Sorry to interrupt.
No.
Actually, you were talking about Ellis Island, and this year, so a year after I got my American citizenship, I was honored to have a medal, honorary medal, a Medal of Honor from Ellis Island Medal of Honor. It's for the special, extraordinary immigrants who did something very special for the country. So I am very honored that I have this beautiful medal with the Statue of Liberty on it, and it was. Fireworks for us, for all the recipients at night there at the Ellis Island, and it was just a beautiful ceremony. And my son was there for me. So
and
that
his
was
name
really
is Vladislav?
Vladislav, yes.
And he's an aspiring pianist like
Yes,
you?
he got already many competitions. He won many competitions already, and he's playing with me a lot of concerts, and he playing his own concerts. And just in California this summer, he did Beethoven No. 5. And we're coming back here in the end of the season playing together Mozart double concerto.
What are you going to do?
I'm playing Prokofiev No. 1, and with him, we are playing Mozart double concerto. So this will be really special.
Much fun.
Yeah.
So I have to tell the audience that you are our newly appointed artist in residence here in San Antonio.
Feels
and you've
great.
been here a few times
Yes.
before.
Yes.
Tell me about how you and Sebastian got together. How do you know Sebastian? How do you know San Antonio?
We play together in Europe concerts, and it's always such a pleasure to work with him. And we just did a concert in Copenhagen a month ago.
With him?
Yes. I worked with him before, and it's always such a joy. And it's when I was invited to San Antonio to play with him for the first time, it was just so wonderful to know that such a wonderful, fantastic, wonderful musician and a great person. So it's really delightful, and also, of course, to perform in the Tobin Center. It's just a wonderful auditorium, such a great concert hall, and such a great, wonderful, friendly, and so sensitive orchestra who really want to work and make really things very special. So I think it's very special and memorable for me that I'll have this experience here in San Antonio. And a lot of friends from Fort Worth, from Houston, from Austin, they all come today and tomorrow for the concerts. So I'm looking forward for this very much.
For the benefit of the audience, I want the audience who's looking at this wonderful artist in front of me to know that she was the gold medalist in the Van Cliburn International Piano Competition in 01. And the first woman winner in 30-plus years or so.
Yeah.
How good is that?
It's probably now already 40-something years, because still,
Because I remember you were saying your son was 2 years old at the time.
Yeah,
and when you called back to Moscow to tell Mom,
barely 2.
You won.
Yeah, it was so special. And, when I came back to Moscow after Van Cliburn, after winning the competition, the whole family was there for me. And it was so special to, to know that my son is waiting for me. And even then, already, he appreciated music so much, and he really wanted to play piano already since he was 2 years old. And he actually started when he was 3. So it's in the genes, It's just so natural. It's in the blood. The same for me, because my mom was playing always, and I really wanted to play piano.
Just between now and November, I was looking at your calendar. Detroit, Madison, Wisconsin, Tucson, where I went to the University of Arizona.
I love Tucson.
There for a recital.
Yeah, for the recital.
And Rochester, I guess, New York?
Yes.
Okay, and to the school, Eastman. And then New South Wales, Australia?
Australia, yeah.
Long way from Rochester to Australia.
A long way, yeah.
And that's just between now and November.
And actually in between then, I have a few fundraiser concerts for my foundation, because I have a foundation which I founded with my brother. It's called Aspiration Foundation, and we help young musicians. We buy instruments.
And he's a conductor, is that
He's
right?
a conductor, yes, and he's
Moscow?
now he's, yes, he was in Moscow, but now he's in China. So he works in China, in Beijing.
Well, Sebastian has done his opera conducting last
Yeah,
summer
so
in China.
the world is so small. So he's now in China, and when I was in China 2 months ago, it was wonderful, to just to know that I have family there now. So
big
yeah,
place.
Yeah, it's a big place, so we founded this wonderful foundation, and I'm so happy that we can help kids, and we are giving scholarships and also special awards for the competitions. So I will be in also few juries in the competitions, a Bach International Piano Competition, Bach Turek, in New York, in the beginning of October, before I'm going to Detroit. So I will be there judging, and it's a wonderful competition, and kids are playing all possible Bach, including Goldberg variations. It's incredible. There is many different categories, and it's just a wonderful competition for the young musicians.
15 minutes of very difficult piano music.
Yeah. So we are giving a special prize from my foundation, and then I'm going in November for another competition in Czech Republic, in Brno, called Amadeus. Kids playing Mozart only, and they're real small until 11 years old, because Mozart was there until 11. So he was in Czech Republic for quite a long time, and he was traveling, and in Brno he was playing a lot. So they established competition there, which goes already for 50 years for the young kids. And we also give a special award for absolute winner of the competition. So it's exciting, it's a lot of things going on.
I can't forget, I want the audience to also know that you founded your own international piano competition in Albuquerque. Why
Yes.
Albuquerque?
It's interesting. Everyone is asking me this question. I go to Albuquerque, play with New Mexico Philharmonic since I won Van Cliburn competition. It was one of my first concerts, one of the first engagements after I won. So I am there every year, and it feels that I'm a part of that community. And 3 years ago, one of the donors and director of the orchestra came to me after the concert and asked me if I would like to give my name to some, educational program, because they don't have anything in Albuquerque like this. They have a wonderful Santa Fe, they have wonderful opera festival, a chamber music society, wonderful. But Albuquerque is kind of behind, and there is nothing going on.
It's
so they
like
really
your route
want
to Santa Fe is via Albuquerque.
Yeah.
But nobody
exactly.
stops there.
And for them it was so and I said, of course I will give my name if it will be something really important for the community, for the young generation there of pianists, for the whole actually music world, that we will find a great talents in the competition, and then we will support them. So this is what happened actually. Last year it was the first competition, and it was very successful, and we got 110 applications, and I was so surprised.
110.
Yes, for the first competition usually it's like 60, 60.
$11,000.
Yes, I think it was $15,000.
Wow.
And then the most important is the engagements and the CD, recording of the CD, which he already did in New York for the Steinway label. And the Steinway helped tremendously They just sent from New York 30 beautiful new pianos for each contestant to practice in the host family. The host families were incredible. It was always sunshine outside. What can be better, you know? And everyone was like, it was such a big interest. And of course, in the final round, it was completely sold out. And New Mexico Philharmonic, I think, was also very important for them, you know, for their, you know, establishment and for the names. So I think we learn a lot, what to do, how to do it, and every 3 years, we'll continue doing it. And for the first 2 years after the competition, we are helping the first prize winner with the concerts. He was already, as I said, in New York. He was in Colorado. He was actually in Texas, in Austin, he played at the museum. So now he's going to Kansas City, and yeah, it's a lot of things going on.
What did he record on his CD?
I'm not sure yet because it's not released, so they are not talking about it because they want to have, you know, release and then talk about what he was recording. So I'm actually very interested what he will be.
Well, that's fabulous, and I mean, what you're doing for the young people who are trying to have an aspiring career is noteworthy. But then this morning, you performed before 600 junior high school or so students right here who have probably, for the most part, never been out of Bear County and certainly never heard a piano concerto of Rachmaninoff.
Yeah, I'm sure that it was very inspiring because to hear this kind of powerful music, it's so inspiring. You know, when I was little and I was going to a concert of a great artist like Richter, or when I was actually 8 years old, I was at the historical concert of Horowitz when he came back to Moscow.
Yes,
so I was
that was a
there.
Very famous
I was
concert.
There in that concert hall. And I experienced that. I know, and actually, you know, we have DVD from that concert now.
Yeah,
they made a DVD from.
It was on CBS Sunday morning.
Yeah, so you can actually see me in one of the first orchestra rows that I, like, you know, little blonde curly hair. I was 8 years old, and I'll never forget that because he played, I think, probably 20 encores. And it was just unforgettable, and his touch and how he was, I mean, Mozart and Russian like Scriabin, and I mean everything what he did, it was just outstanding. So you know, these kind of moments you'll never forget, and it's so inspiring. And for these kids, you know, you never know. Maybe they will, after this moment, they would decide that this is the right profession for them, and they will be just in music. What can be better? Or just to love music. What can be better than that? Because music is always helping in every possible situation, and it's just, you know, giving you a great understanding of life, in my opinion, and of course a great discipline. So I hope the kids really was inspired because this music is the best.
Well, this bright talent that's sitting in front of me, when she performs in her red dress, and where Rachmaninoff's personality stops and hers begins, it's a juncture. You really put on Rachmaninoff. You don't perform at an arm's length Rachmaninoff. It's in your blood.
It's in my, I think I feel him, I always say, I feel him behind my shoulders. His spirit, you know, it's really special. I have really special relationship with his music. And I just feel it. I have a big hand.
I know you do.
Yeah, so it's very comfortable for me to play Rachmaninoff music. Actually, comfortable to play any music. You know, it's really comfortable. My hands are really comfortable. Some of the people saying that it's like really big, but I think for my height, it's just proportional. So I'm not complaining about that. But it's a comfortable hands, and definitely for Rachmaninoff because he was such a great pianist, and everything what he wrote is so comfortable for a pianist. So even if it's like really, you know, like when you look at the scores, there's like million notes, you know, in one page. It's scary, but actually it's very comfortable because he was such a great pianist.
Now, are you also a great proponent of other Russian composers such as Shostakovich and Prokofiev?
Yes, I play Prokofiev a lot. Actually, I'm doing probably it will be the season after, I'm doing a lot of Prokofiev, different concerti, and then I'm also doing Shostakovich first and second also in 2019 concerti. So I love Shostakovich, and his prelude and fugues are incredible. And I always say to the young students, I actually just started to teach at the Manhattan School of Music from this year.
I know that
and,
school.
And I had a lesson right before coming here. After Europe, I stopped in New York for one day just to give a lesson to my student. So I told her, because she said, what do you think about some Russian but more modern? I said, there is nothing better than Shostakovich Prelude and Fugue, any of them. Because this is such an incredible compositions, and by itself is such a great pieces. And of course, how he makes every voice work as an orchestra for the piano. It's a little different than Bach Prelude and Fugues, which is real piano organ music. You know, in Shostakovich is all orchestra music. You know, even if you play piano, it just sounds like an orchestra. So I love Shostakovich, and I love the whole music in general. I think everything what I play, I love, because how you cannot love what you do, you know? And I love to perform. I am sure that we will do with Sebastian here, maybe in some you know, near future. I'm doing a lot of American composers right now, and I'm doing Barber, and then I'm actually doing a 2018 Bernstein Symphony, Age of Anxiety.
Let me throw in another American. Do you know Lowell Lieberman?
Yes, yes.
His piano concertos, to me,
wonderful.
sound very
wonderful.
Prokofiev.
Wonderful.
Don't you
and
think?
Yeah, and he's a wonderful composer. There's so many great American composers which I want to, and I want to play, and I hope that I'll commission a piece which will be, you know, performed with the orchestra by one of the American composers, because it's a really incredible culture of so many great composers, especially actually this generation as well. I mean, nowadays, so many great music comes from United States.
And it didn't used to be that way.
No, no. But now
switched.
it's really incredible to hear how great it sounds, and they're all different.
And one of the stars of that, I mean, an educator and conductor is Marin Alsop.
Oh yeah.
And you got to work with
her.
What was that like?
I love working with her. You know, every time it's just that feeling of a great understanding of everything she does, and how she works with the orchestra, and how she works with the soloist. It's just such a great pleasure and comfort. You know, when you see her on the podium, it's just a comfort. You know that it's something, the same with Leonard Slatkin, who is also promoting, you know, American composers all the time. He's playing it all the time in every of his concerts, and every program he puts a different, you know, name, American composer name. And with him, it's the same. It's that generation, you know, which is like real masters. So I can't say anything, because you just feel it, that you are in a different world when you play with them.
I was going to ask you about your encore, if you're going to do an encore.
Of course I'll do encore, but you know, it's always spontaneous.
If so, having looked at what you've performed, would you do more Rachmaninoff, such as Lilacs?
You know, actually I can do Lilacs, or I can do some of his, you know, preludes, or transcription. I don't know, because it's so spontaneous. It depends how I feel. It can be Prokofiev encore, it can be Scriabin, or, you know, Mussorgsky transcription of Rachmaninoff. Mashkovsky?
Yeah.
Mashkovsky Sparks.
Yes.
I can do that. I was,
36.5.
you know, I think it's great. I think that.
I loved you playing with that.
Yeah,
really.
It's such a great. You know who inspired me? No. Horowitz, because that was his encore.
Oh, really? Was
so that is like, you know, since then I was in love with this.
You
piece.
do that. If you do that for me.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Jim.
I'll do that. And actually, I was thinking about it when I'm doing a Mozart concerto, because this is like, it's so sparky, and it just really blending with that kind of music. I think with Rachmaninoff's second concerto, something more monumental will be nice. Short, but monumental. So it should be some Russian composer, I think. But I'm not sure which piece it would be. It's just, I have so many little encores. And actually, I'm now thinking to record all of them because it's just great to hear it, So I'll just surprise you tonight and tomorrow. Yes.
We are delighted to have you here, our newest artist in residence, Olga
Thank
Kern.
you.
Thank you for your time.
I can't wait to perform for all my friends here in this wonderful place. I can't wait. It's
well, you're
really
have
a
many
joy.
New friends.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.